right. Hello, everybody. It's Larry and Cody from 3 Plus 1. First off, I just want to say hello to everybody out there. Dale, Thomas, Dave, Sogo. Thank you guys all for coming in. We've got special guests with us tonight, Miss SHIREENA from SHIREENA's Keeping It Real. How you doing, SHIREENA?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing great.
We'll get it started with talking a little bit about your channel. For anybody that hadn't seen your channel, give a little idea what all you do and what it's about.
Well, I just go out there and fish for anything, really. But this year, I'm going to try to do more targeting. Like last year, I just put some bait on, threw the line out, and hope for the best. So, like I said, this year I'm going to try to target more catfish, and I've been trying pack bait to catch carp and things like that. And that carp bait, it really shocked me because it really worked when I, packed it all together and went out there and actually caught a couple carp. So,
well, what type of pack bait are you using?
I mixed together, panko, which is breadcrumbs, and strawberry jello. Let's see, a little bit of rice, canned corn, and let's see, was it panko? Yeah, I mixed all that together and packed it and put it on my hook and threw it in there. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not a pro at anything like that. I was just testing it out, and it worked.
I'm gonna try some of that out myself.
Yeah, so I have a couple videos on my YouTube channel, or no, I'm sorry, not my YouTube channel, but my Facebook, showing the carp that I caught. But the largest one that I caught was 9 pounds, so it was pretty awesome.
We've been wanting to get out and do a little carp fishing, mainly because we've heard so many talk about how great a bait it is.
Right.
And I've never used carp as a catfish bait.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, I didn't think you had.
I've used red horse suckers. That's really good catfish bait, but I'd never use a carp. And so I'd really like to try that, catch a carp, to just try it for bait.
We've used that for bait too, to catch our blue cats. They're really bloody, a lot of blood. So, once you cut them up and drain the blood onto the other pieces, cut them up, right. It works really well.
Get a nice scent trail.
Yeah.
All right. What part of the country are you fishing out of?
Part of the country?
Yeah. What water system do you fish from?
Okay. I fish the White River, and that's in Hazleton, Indiana, southern Indiana.
Oh, Hazleton. How far is that from Louisville?
Probably about, I want to say about 3 hours.
Okay, so
I'm not good at directions, so if there's not McDonald's there, so yeah.
Well, what's been the toughest part about creating the YouTube channel? I know that the YouTube catfish and fishing YouTube community is really growing. A lot of people are getting into it, and I know for us, we've not been doing it real long, and we've come upon some real struggles while doing it. What's been the toughest part for you?
Editing.
Or has it been a breeze?
No. Editing. I am no good at editing. I have a bunch of SD cards with video on it. I just have to figure out how to get it on the computer and put it together so I can get it out there. So by the time I get it out there, it's going to be next season, and it'll be old news. So, but yeah, that's the hardest. I mean, catching the fish, that's pretty easy because I fish in my backyard. So we have
that's nice.
Yeah, it's about 200 yards from the house. Just pack up, go out and fish. So.
Oh yeah, right in your backyard too.
Right in the backyard.
Oh, that's amazing. So, when you catch catfish, are there mainly blues in the waterway you're fishing? Is it flatheads, also channels?
We have all three, but mainly we've been catching blue cats. I'm trying to get channel cats, but you know, like I said, just I mainly get drum because that's what's in my little honey hole back there.
Right.
But and then we also use those for bait too. So I'm trying.
Well, I know you've got the Ironman challenge coming up, and I've seen your video that you've got a new tree in your honey hole.
Oh yes, yes. The tree. It flooded, it rained and stormed and everything, and this big tree just stopped. We're always looking out the window and these trees are floating by and we're like, okay, please don't stop, please don't stop, you know. Woke up, went out there ready to fish, and there it was. I was like, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I mean, and everybody says, oh, it's good structure and everything, but what they didn't know, when the water went down, it was just sitting above water. So to cast out there, you get snagged. So we had to figure out how to get it moved. So my husband, luckily, he went out there and moved it. That
Well,
secret's out. I was gonna wait until, you know, and let the guys think I was defeated, but no, we got it moved. So it's out of the way now. So I'm good to go. But it was scary. I was like, what am I going to do? You know, because that was my spot. That's where I was going to fish the tourney at, or the little challenge at. And I was like, that's the only spot. I have nowhere else to go. I mean, it's a huge bank, but there are more trees along the way. But that's the sweet spot, you know. So.
And with fishing that long, you want to fish somewhere you're comfortable. You've pretty much established a spot that you're used to fishing, because over that long a time, you really don't want to have any big problems, you know, that were unexpected, I would assume, you know.
Right. And I have kind of an advantage. The house is right here. So if I have, you know, to go to the restroom or something, it's right there. We get like 10 minutes. So I'm like, oh, hey. But we solved that too. We have a camper that we're going to pull up close to the riverbank. So it's not going to take 10 minutes. I mean, I have a huge advantage, but you know, my only thing is I'm scared of the dark. I'm not scared of the dark, but I can't really see in the dark. Okay. So we're going to have the bank all lit up. Right. But when I turn around, it's going to be pitch black and it's going to be like I'm in a tunnel. So it's going to be like that show Naked and Afraid. You know, they're like, you know, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because I'm going to have to sit there cold and it's dark and there's coyotes out here. So I'm good. That's my only fear is the dark. So I hope I can make it through one night at least. So.
Well, another good thing, you can have the coffee pot right there by you. You keep
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yes, I'd say it was. I would love to have been able to do that myself, but we're actually leaving for Fort Morgan, Alabama, Saturday morning. So we got.
Well, I hope you guys can watch. Because it's going to be on Palmetto Cat's channel.
Yes.
You know, there's going to be 8 of us. Yeah.
I love Kevin. Kevin's a great guy.
And I watched the preview for that, and he did an amazing job on that.
Yes, I started watching that. It gave me goosebumps when it first came on. It was like, you're sitting there, like, oh, yeah, it was something else. So he does a good job on everything.
He does. Yes. He's got a good channel.
The production value is definitely there. And far as we was talking about struggles with having a YouTube channel, we've struggled with the editing and stuff, but we've had my mother, and she's been a huge blessing for us that she's kind of took those hurdles on herself. And her biggest problem is, just organizing work and family life and everything to where she can get the time to do it. Right. But for us,
it's the same thing with making the videos.
Right. We're used to just going out and fishing, and, we don't have to really, if we catch a fish, it's, if we catch some good fish, great. And if not, it's not that urgent because you go out to relax. And now it's putting some importance on what we're actually accomplishing and the time of day we go fishing, because he likes to fish at night, and that's not great for getting good footage, and
Right.
and then as well, just having that extra thing to worry about, not let your excitement and stuff overtake you, and you start forgetting to turn the camera on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See, I really would love to get the video out of when I caught that carp with that pack bait, because I packed it on there and I was like, let's see if this is gonna work. And when it worked, I was all over the place. I was like, oh my gosh, it really worked. It worked, guys. It really worked, and I would love to get it out there, but, because it was really exciting. So, and then I was like, well, let's try this again. So I tried it again. And again, I caught 4 carp that day.
Well,
awesome.
We've got somebody watching in. Just a question popped up on the screen here. It says, would you pick catfishing or carp? So which do you prefer, catfishing or carp fishing?
Ooh. Carp, they fight really hard. And I like that, got me pumped, But when I caught my catfish, my PB catfish, which was a 19-pound blue, it was exciting too. So that's hard to say, but yeah, it's hard to say because I love that carp fight. It gets me pumped up. So whatever jumps on and fights, that's what it'll be.
Whatever tugs on the line's a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, I get excited bluegill fishing, so there you go.
Oh yeah, I tried. I couldn't catch a bluegill to save my life, and they're like this big, But they do. You're surprised. It's like, really? That's what was putting up that fight? But yeah.
Oh, if they were bigger, pound for ounce for ounce, pound for pound, however you want to say it, they have the most fight in them. I mean,
probably do.
You go fishing for shell crackers that are on bed, and you catch these 2-pound shell crackers, and they put up one heck of a tussle. And you're like, it's a 2-pound fish pulling on the line that hard. So,
but I would like to catch a 70-pound flathead.
Oh,
that's my goal for this year.
Me too.
I know. But then I see all these people catching these flatheads, and I'm like, whoa. Now I
think my personal best on a rod and reel is 64 pounds. So got close.
I have trouble, and I don't know if other people do this, but gauging the size of my fish out of the waterways I fish against other people's fish. I don't think everybody realizes you may not even have that size fish in the waterways that you fish. And I'm not saying that about where you fish, but just in general, when people tune in, they're thinking, they're judging their success based on how they're seeing other people do. And it's hard not to. I do it myself. But what you have to realize is, depending on the waterway you're in, you may catch a 30-pound blue, and that's just humongous for the waterway.
Right.
The waterway we fish,
50, 60 pounds really big.
50, 60 pounds really large, but there's enough 50 or 60 pounders out there that
you have a chance of catching one.
Right. It's not unheard of to catch one that size, but they don't really get a lot bigger because we have a very pressured waterway. It does a really good job of growing fish, but they get caught really often. And catfish is not something anybody around here lets back.
No,
we do. We let back all catfish under over 10 pounds on rod and reel.
Mm-hmm.
We catch, but for our home lake, people just they don't throw them back, and I don't blame them a bit, because they're taking them home to eat them, and that's what God put them here for us to do. But that's not going to help produce
right
size fish. But you was talking about bluegill. I seen you catch a bluegill on a cane pole.
That cane pole, yes. And did you see? Well, you didn't see my excitement, but I was really excited. I actually jumped up and I was like, "What is it?" So, and we had found that cane pole when we pulled up there, and I was like, "Okay." It was sitting in the grass. There was some worms and a cane pole that someone had made. Okay, and I was like, I'm going to try this. So I used it and I threw it out there and I was like, and there it was. So yeah, so it was fun. It was fun.
And to catch that 70-pound blue, more than likely that's what you're going to have on probably one of those 8-inch bluegill hooked through the back,
Oh,
through up there next to a big
that'll be
ball of
my little
rock or
drum
something.
that I catch.
Yeah, flathead. I mean, yes. To catch a flathead, you're probably going to have a big eight
Live
that big,
bait.
yeah, big piece of a big bluegill, 8-inch bluegill or something. Only
Oh,
catch
wow.
a flathead that big.
So you have a lot of current where you fish. I've seen from the videos I've gotten to sit down and watch of yours. It looks like you have a lot of current where you fish. Is that like that year round, or was that just because of some flooding?
Just because of the flooding. Yeah, it mainly gets a lot of current whenever it floods. So it's not always like that.
How's that impacted your fishing?
Oh my. It's hard to, I mean, you can't, you can't get the weight to hold, you can't get it to stay down. So yeah, it's pretty tough. I've even made videos about that. Like, what am I gonna do? There's too much current. So
I'm just scrolling through here, seeing if we had any subscriber questions or anything. You don't have to pay attention to me.
Okay. All right.
What would a beginner need to know for fishing?
All right.
What would a beginner need to know for fishing? You want to answer that?
well, I am a beginner, so there's a lot I don't know.
What would a beginner need to know for fishing? Number one, I would say get you a Walmart rod and reel. Don't go out and buy something fancy and expensive. Go down to Walmart, get you just get you a little combo. Get you hooks and sinkers and maybe some floats. Get some small hooks, some worms, and go down and catch you some bluegill first, because them bluegill gonna get you hooked on fishing. That's for sure.
Right. So,
Yeah.
and
Well, my first pole was I think it was from Walmart. So, you know, but I didn't start out using like bobbers and things like that. I just went in, you know, because my husband taught me, what to use and everything, and I just went with it.
Right.
Fins and Fowls says the main ingredient for success catfishing is bait, and I'd agree. Fresh bait, straight from the water where you're fishing, is always going to be a great option.
Yeah.
You really can't beat it. Far as the baits they're selling at these bulk at club stores, Walmart or even outdoor stores, you'll see like blood bait and these pellets and stuff. I think that stuff's trash. But fresh bait directly from the waters you're fishing, or if you've got to use store bought bait, chicken breast and Jello. It sounds silly, but I'm sure everybody's seen a million videos on it. It produces fish. So
well, you'd be surprised. All I've used are worms.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Worms over time is probably the best bait that's ever been out there. I mean, they come straight from the earth. It's natural bait, and yes, works great. Caught a lot of fish on worms.
Yeah. Well, this year I'm going to try to use more cut bait and stuff like that and see, like you said, to get a bigger fish.
Yes.
Sogo says Shakespeare Tiger spinning combo, inexpensive, $20-$30. Rod and reel will handle anything. It's funny he says that.
It's very funny he says that. We have one of those combos.
I do too.
And we have caught more fish on that combo than any rod and reel we have. And we can be out there, and for whatever reason, if one pole gets bit, it's going to be that one. And the rod and reel don't have nothing to do with it. But thing, it gets more bites than any rod and reel we have.
I don't know what it is. Every time we cast, if we go fishing, it's guaranteed it's catching the first fish.
Yes.
It's been that way about almost 90% of the time. It's uncanny. You're like, what is different? And I know the fish has no clue what's on the other end of the line, but
Exactly.
It just keeps happening. It keeps happening. I'm like, what is it about?
You're wondering, like, wait a minute.
Yeah. And we've upgraded our rod and reels and stuff, and we can't leave it at home. That thing's got to come with us no matter what we got because it's always catching fish. But
Yeah, I have one like that, and I call him Blue, and I always have to cast that one out first to see where the fish are. So, I know how that is. And one time it was broken, and I couldn't take him along. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. What am I going to do? Yeah, I do. I name all my poles and everything. And yeah, so I have one too that has to catch the first fish and let me know, where to go.
Right.
Oh, and before I forget about it, not change topic or anything here. I seen Avid Fisherman was in the chat. Sunday night, you're going to be on Avid Fisherman's channel. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So make sure to stay tuned for that. Sorry to just bring it out of nowhere, but
oh no,
I'm very forgetful. I seen him in the chat, and I wasn't even thinking about that. I was like, well, I better mention that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on his show on Sunday night.
So
awesome.
all right.
I'm gonna be in Alabama, but I'm still gonna be on the show.
Yep. Hopefully the Wi-Fi connection's good there at the house we're renting. If not, we'll do it from cell phone. I know I get cell phone service there. So
yeah, that's another thing that's hard to, do lives and stuff. The cell phone connection or the internet connection or your service. Because I've tried to do a couple, like from Bluegrass, and it wasn't working out too well. So,
our home lake here, we go out on it, and there is very few spots that I get any service anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cody says his phone gets a little better service than mine does out there.
it does, yeah.
But
I have Bluegrass, and it typically picks up better around our lake.
I have AT&T. So.
But the thing is, we're boat fishermen predominantly, and so, but we were wanting to try to get into the lives because we love the interaction with the subscribers and the other people in the community. So we were really wanting to start to try to do that a little bit more. And we did our first one when we were in Eufaula, Alabama here a couple weeks ago, crappie fishing. We went down for a week, stayed and crappie fish, and we had great service right there on next to one of the boat ramps where we set up the fish. Didn't have the best luck fishing. Caught one fish in like 2 hours, but we had a great time. We had great interaction with our subscribers and fellow YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, okay, we were pumped. We're gonna try this when we get back home. And so I asked him one day why he's still at work. I'm like, hey, I'm off work. You want me to run, get the rod and reels and stuff, and drive around, try to find somewhere we can do this from. Well, I drive to the first place, no service at all. Drive to the next place, perfect service. Waterways, the water's up over the handrails where we can fish from right there. So there's no way we could land a fish. I'm like, dang.
Right.
Go to the next spot. It says I have decent service. Try it out. Go live, and it just instantly goes completely black. And I'm like, man, this is, it was disheartening because I was so excited to give it another try.
Right.
And but that's been a real struggle for us. Is just, I don't know how these guys have their service is so great. It amazes me.
Yeah, it's like they got a secret pack somewhere.
Well, but it's going to be working off cell phone service, even if it's a cellular Wi-Fi router, because they're not near a home. I mean,
right?
Maybe you at 200 yards. I don't know if you could get a Wi-Fi booster that would reach that far.
Sometimes it still cuts out sometimes out there. So that's another thing I'm worried about during this challenge. So I plan on calling the provider and seeing if they can hook me up with something, but yeah, it's just weird because you could walk maybe 20 feet, further down and there's no service there. And then you walk back to the spot and there's service there. It's just, it's iffy in spots.
Yeah. Right. And it's a struggle for the live. And the great part about the lives, like you mentioned, the editing can be so hard. And with the live, it eliminates that aspect for you, as well as creates engagement, being able to speak with the people that are watching. But if you can't get live,
Right.
But all right. So back to, I want to kind of dive into this challenge that's going on with Palmetto Cats a little more. I haven't got to watch a lot about it. I got to watch the preview, and I thought, it made it look really intense and exciting. How long do you think it'll last? It's the longest last challenge, so there's not a time limit on it, is there?
No, it starts on Friday, the 23rd, until the last person, falls out. So it could be 2 days, 3 days, They're saying 3 days, but, I'm
What are
hoping
the
I make
rules?
it through the first. What?
Can you sleep?
No, no,
3 days
no
with no sleep?
sleeping. 3 days with no sleep. And you have 10 minutes if you have to, go to the restroom and stuff like that. And if your stream goes out, you have 10 minutes to reconnect. And you have to be chatting. You have to be interacting with the stream and everything. You have to stay active. You have to be in the frame and everything. So
And you think
it's
3
going to
days?
be, I'm hoping. I'm hoping everybody else falls out, and it'll be just one day,
Yeah,
So, I mean, there's eight of us, let's see, I wrote it down. There's 3 bank anglers, 3 kayak anglers, and 2 boat anglers.
Okay.
So, and those kayak anglers, oh my, I hear they're beasts. They stay out, they do their, competitions and stuff all the time. So they can stay out on the kayak for a while. So
that's tough.
But they're
yeah.
allowed to bank up and fish somewhere if they want, right?
Now, see, I don't really know about all that. I had heard that they can go to the bank, and fish, but I don't really have that, clear. So
I've kayaked quite a bit, not kayak fish, but because I'm not looking to paddle around a still moving lake, a still setting lake. I'll put in at one bridge and float down to the next. But, I'm a lazy kayaker. I want the current to do all the work for me.
yeah.
And even 2 or 3 hours in a kayak really does a number on my back.
Yeah, I don't see. No, I don't like sitting down, out there. So I don't see how they could just sit in that kayak for hours up on end, and it's going to be tough. So I hope everybody's watching, and root me on, be in that chat, and I can focus on something. So.
Well, after hearing where you're fishing and the location and how you've already pre-planned out your spot, I mean, I'm willing to take bets. I think you got it. So
I hope so.
I'm confident in you.
Thank you.
If you got to get you a little makeup, paint your eyes on your eyelids or something, sneak a couple naps in there.
No. But yeah, like I said, the only thing I'm afraid of is that dark. I'm going to be sitting here like this until it gets light again. That's the only thing that I'm afraid
out
of.
there where they're getting dark twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah. But the winner of the whole thing gets $500.
Oh, that's awesome. If Palmetto Cats is the one putting that up.
Yeah.
That's awesome of him. I mean,
yeah, it's really great. It's really great. And he asked the 8 of us to be in it. It was like invitation, and I'm honored. It was like, wow, that he even thought of me to be in it. Just like being on your show. I was like, what? They even watch me? They know me? Whenever I saw that, I was like, yeah, sure.
Well,
So.
that's one thing I got to say is the fishing community, especially the catfishing community and YouTube, they're always willing to help each other out. It's more of a family. It's a great community, the catfish community on YouTube.
And Chunky and Palmetto Cats here lately, I've noticed, have been doing huge things to give back to their viewers.
Uh-oh, I can't hear.
We had a phone call pop up on
Oh, okay.
what we were recording from. Sorry about that. But they've been doing a lot to give back, and we did a giveaway as well. And I'm noticing that a lot of people are doing that, and I think it's great, to really give back to the people that are helping us grow, and then also helping the smaller channels grow. We're not that large of a channel. I think we're at 390 subscribers, so we're not big by any means, but we're all hoping that everybody can grow together and really make something out of it. The goal for us is 1,000 subscribers and that 4,000 hour watch time. The watch time's hard to get. It seems like it's just light years away.
Oh, and yeah, if we can't get videos out, that's really going to be difficult.
Yeah. So, what's the goal for your channel? Do you have a in particular goal, or is it just to have fun, or is there something you're looking to achieve out of it?
Well, see, my daughter, she lives out of town, and I want her to see me fishing, so I put it on there and I'm like, hey, watch this. So just like family can watch and things like that. And another thing I like to do, I fish and I encourage, so if I'm on there and somebody just like, oh, hey, just somebody might be having a bad day. Somebody could click on my channel and see somebody enjoying just being outside. It's just being out, and just getting it on film. And, that shows how old I am, film. But on video, and just letting somebody see it, No, I mean, the subscribers and that watch time and monetizing, it'll come, but if it doesn't, it doesn't,
Right. Have a good time with it either way. And
yeah.
I the YouTube channel, as far as ours, he's the one that started it, and I don't know how I got to where I'm on every video.
He goes fishing with me all the time. He don't have no choice but to be in it.
Right. That's like my husband too. He's going to get on here, because we do stuff together, like behind the scenes. He's back there, he's rooting me on too. When I'm catching those fish, he's like, come on, you got it, you got it, you got it. So, I'm out there by myself sometimes, but when I'm not, he's out there behind me doing stuff too. We're a team, we do things as a team. So
that's amazing.
Yes, and that's the thing. Ours is very family oriented. Like I said,
my son, he
Cody,
loves to be on
my grandson, Cannon, Cody's oldest son, he loves to go fishing with us. Amy loves to fish too. She goes sometime. And like I said, she does all of our editing for us. And she does a lot of work for us to be able to put it together.
Yeah. Cannon, which he shows me fishing YouTubers all the time. He's 7 and watching YouTube. If he's inside, that's what he's doing, is watching YouTube. And he shows me people that catfish all the time, or I'll bring one up and watching it. He's like, oh, I know who it is. And he's telling me who it is and stuff. So for him to be able to see himself on the videos, it just elates him. He thinks it's the greatest thing ever. And whenever it's real cold in the winter or something, I won't let him go out on the boat because, it's just too dangerous if he was to fall in. Even, life jacket could keep him afloat, but if the water's hits a certain temperature, right? I just don't feel safe about having him out on the water. And the winter, he hates it. Boy, he gets so upset because he's gung-ho about going, and he wants to get out there and catch some fish. And he goes back to school and he's telling his friends, I got a YouTube channel and I caught these, and so that's been the biggest joy for me in it all, is how much enjoyment it brings to him, because I'm actually a little uncomfortable getting, especially at first. I was real uncomfortable, putting myself on YouTube and stuff. But just seeing him and knowing that it makes him so happy has made it all worth it for me.
Yeah. I like seeing little kids get out there and do their thing. Now he was the one with the big fish on your page, right?
Yeah, he called his PB twice that day.
Okay, yeah.
He caught a 16 and a 31.
Yeah.
the same day. So it was pretty good.
Awesome.
It was an amazing day.
Yeah.
He's better than me.
He was cracking me up. He was reeling one end, and his little hand was getting tired, so he started turning it like a
Aw.
I was like, "Hey, quit doing that." He's like, "Whew, my arms getting tired." You know, he toughed it out. And the best part about it is that day we had been out there 4 or 5 hours probably, and hadn't had a bite, and he hadn't complained a bit. And at 7 years old, to be sitting in that little boat, not moving around, he doesn't have any kind of electronics with him, you know, and not complain. He deserved to be blessed with us fish that day.
Yes,
he was toughing it out with us. It was a rough day of fishing.
But as you were saying earlier, you know, to getting the youth to that in the outdoors, getting the youth to get involved with fishing, it's the future. It's the future of our sport.
Of the habitats.
Of the
Fishing
habitat,
license
yes.
pays for a lot of the conservation that
Because
goes on.
kids have too many opportunities just to sit in the house, you know, behind a computer screen, behind a TV, and never go outside and do anything.
Get situated here.
Yeah.
So I look.
It
for
would be
every
something if they would. I mean, I know it'd be hard to find like lakes and stuff to fish, but like at school, you know, I mean, fishing can teach you like patience. You know,
Yes.
you sit there and you wait, you know, that'd be something to do in school, but you know, finding lakes and stuff to take kids and liability and things like that. But that would be a good thing to do, like a summer program or something, you
I know
know.
I think our local high school has a bass team.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So
Huh. Yeah, they don't have anything like that around here. So
well, we live in a rural community, so they have a bass team. They have a trap team, archery, of course. So
that would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. You know, I'm not in school, but hey, I'd be out there with them. I'd be a coach. I'd be a fishing coach. So
I'm sorry I'm moving so much. These stools, I'm too big for a stool. You get up 270 pounds, stools are not for you. Sorry about all the moving on camera, guys.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just trying to like not look stiff. You know, I'm like, is there a wrinkle in my backdrop? You know, I'm like, do I need to cover that up? So,
oh, you're good. You're good. So I tell you, one of the fish I've seen you catch a couple of in a couple videos, small. Have you ever caught a big sturgeon? I've seen you catch a couple sturgeon.
let's see. The longest one was 24 inches. So, I mean, I think that's as big as they get around here,
Okay.
but that's as big as I've caught.
Right.
And those things, you know, those are tricky too. Like you think that nothing's on there, and it's just they tap and then they rest, and then they tap and then they rest, and you think, okay, maybe it's just in the current or something like that. There's been many times where I'll just go and reel in. I'm like, I don't have anything, and then something will just jump out of the water, and it's a sturgeon. So they're pretty tricky when they bite.
Well, that's something I've never caught. So
Yeah,
I would
they
like
are.
to
They're
go fish
tricky.
one sometime.
Yeah, and I know with the population the way it is, it's pretty rare to catch them, isn't it? I mean,
Well, you know, a lot of people say that, but out there, I've caught 3 and 4, like one right after the other, you know.
Oh, really?
So yeah, when people say, "Oh, I haven't caught one," I'm like, where are they from? Because they're on my line a lot. You know, one day it was like 3 in a row, you know, and I was like, and I take pictures of everyone that I catch. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to take my hat off. I'm gonna have to move my shirt. I'm gonna have to do something, you know, so these people don't think that it's the same one. But you know, around here, yeah, I catch them a lot. Just like the gar. You know, there's a lot of gar out there. People say, "Oh, I haven't caught a gar either." I'm like, okay, well, everything's out there. Everything's out back.
Is it the needle nose gar or the alligator gar?
Long nose.
Long nose.
Yeah,
Okay.
long nose gar. Mm-hmm. Ooh, those alligator gar. Oh, that would be something to catch. Those things
I'd like
get
to go catch one
big.
of those.
They get big.
We'd have to get down there with Creo and go.
Oh
catch
yeah,
one.
yeah. But I've caught a 4-foot gar, long nose gar.
That's a big
Yeah.
gar.
That's big gar, yes.
I
It's
don't
pretty
remember
big.
how big the gar was that we caught when I was little.
About
I-
3 foot.
I just remember running. I don't know. I can't remember how old we were.
Y'all
I'll let
were
Daddy
little.
tell the story on that one.
They were little. We were river fishing, and anyway, they baited their poles out. And of course, they couldn't be still and just watch them. And they were running back and forth. And all of a sudden, there went the rod, and Cody reaches and grabs it. And he's reeling it. And all of a sudden, that nose come out of the water. And he throws that rod and reel down, and he's gone.
Yeah, I didn't want any part of it.
Oh.
Sunfish Assassin here, it popped up on screen, says, my youngest son caught 2 PBs this week. So congratulations to him. That's amazing.
Congrats.
If he sends them over to y'all's Facebook, to the 3+1 Facebook page, y'all can probably post those up for him if you've got pictures. So we'd love to share that.
Yes.
All righty. Keep going here. You wanna talk about what you did after ending the live stream the other day?
Oh, well, I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I hope it hasn't.
Uh-huh.
Here, recently, before we done our giveaway, we give away a B&M Silver Cat Elite rod and a Pissy Fun Chaos 50 reel. Well, prior to that giveaway, I bought 2 of the BM Silver Cat Elite rods and bought one of the Pissy Fun Chaos 50 reels, and I bought a Cast King reel. Going to try them out, see which one I like the best. Which one I like the best, that's the one I was going to give one of them away.
Mm-hmm.
So when we did the giveaway, I just ordered a new one, had it shipped straight to them, and I kept the 2 that I bought. While we went live, Amy and I last Saturday went down and went live, found a spot we could go live from the bank. We were out there for about an hour and hadn't caught nothing, so we killed the live feed, and we continued to fish there for a little bit. And I decided I was going to walk up in the corner and try to catch me another bluegill, freshen up my bait, and I lost the B&M rod and the Chaos 50 reel. It's in the bottom.
And it's awful because a fish is on the other end, so it's putting trash in the waterway. It's killing a potential trophy fish. You have no clue what's on there.
As if he already didn't feel bad.
Yeah, I'm going to say it was a big fish because Amy had caught a bluegill for me to bait with originally, and the bluegill she caught was bigger than my hand. It was over 8 inches long, and I had the head on that particular rod out there. So I'm gonna say it was a pretty good fish. It was a decent fish no matter what.
Pulled the rod holder out of the ground.
Yeah, I had the rod holder.
Oh my!
Yeah, it was so.
Well, I do have a story like that. I have one of my first.
Time like I did.
Yeah, now that you say, "Oh, it's creating trash and everything," I'm like, "Oh, But one night I was out by myself. It was dark, and I don't do that dark stuff, and Thomas was in the house. Well, anyways, I was rebaiting my pole. Okay. So I called it the wee pole. It was my very first pole. Well, I had it out there. And like I said, I turned around to, rebait my other pole and everything. And all I hear is whoosh. And I was like, what was that? My pole is gone. So I mean, and like you say, it was a big fish, because it took that whole pole and just flung it in the water. I mean, I was so sad, that night. I was like, oh my gosh, I lost my pole. And then I am thinking, there's a fish out there with a pole, lagging a pole behind it, And I'm like, poor thing. But I was hoping and maybe I'll get it back someday. I mean, there's been plenty of times with all the snags and stuff that I get. I'm like, maybe it's the wee pole. Maybe it's the wee pole. That would be a good story to get my pole back after losing.
Yes. The water that we live next to, we're 5 minutes from the boat ramp here, and anyway, the water that we're next to, it's a reservoir. It's a 10,000 acre floodwater reservoir. And in the wintertime, they drop it. In the summertime, the summer pool is 552. Wintertime, they drop it down to 528. So if nothing else, I'm hoping it lays right where it's at until wintertime.
Right.
I can go over there and find it.
Yep.
We
the
can
reel's
hope.
probably not gonna be any good, but maybe the rod will still be in decent shape. So
Oh, we hope. We both can have hope that we're going to find
Yeah.
them again someday. But as much as the rivers went up and down, I don't think I'm going to find it.
Not with the current I've seen in some of your videos. I mean,
It's mad. The current is mad sometimes.
But you get them current breaks in there is where the fish are.
Yep,
Because you got to get out there. And, I don't cast far off the bank, to even, get to the seam and everything. But one day I might get out there. But it's just, I'm so lucky to get all the fish up near the bank. I just don't cast out. Okay.
Well,
And my husband said, during this challenge, are you going to cast out there where the big fish are? I'm like,
big fish are close to the bank.
I
a lot
don't
of
know.
times.
So
Yeah,
maybe I'll get lucky.
I think a lot of time bank fishermen do that. They try to cast as far as they can cast. When in reality, the fish are close to the bank, close to them. They don't really have to cast that far to get on fish.
So maybe one will swim up because that's an award too. Big fish. So
Okay.
you stay awake the longest, and that's the big prize. And then there's big fish, and I think most and smallest or something like that. But there's different types of awards that we can get. So
Just
hopefully
take
they're
it off
swimming
them.
up here.
Yeah. Just take it off them.
I'm gonna bring it home from bank to the house.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, I know you like to catch any kind of fish. What's your favorite kind of fish to bring home and eat? Or do you keep any to eat?
Well, that's gonna have to be catfish. I haven't. We ate drum. It was.
I've never
It wasn't
tried
the best. Huh?
I've never tried it. I've never eaten drum before.
It's too bony. There's a lot of bone, in there, and it's hard to get out. There's a lot of soaking, and and after you do all that, it just doesn't taste all that well. But catfish, yeah.
I agree. Catfish or crappie for me.
Crappie.
I like crappie a lot, but catfish is right up there. Is one of my favorites. We go to Gulf Shores for vacation. This will be the second time we went in 6 months. So, and we'll go out to eat when we're down there and stuff. And I'll eat this ocean fish, and I'm like, they're charging me $30 for this piece of fish, and it doesn't taste half as good. It's tough and it's not. I'm like, I can get a catfish. Bring my own catfish at home
And bring it home. Yeah.
This just with a little bit of cornmeal.
I don't know. There's some of them I really like, especially the redfish. The redfish is really good.
So
see, I've not really gotten out to get a variety of fish. So I'm just here. So we blue, flathead. I've never caught a crappie before. I've caught bluegill, but not big enough to even do anything with. So
that's another one of my favorite ones to eat. If you can catch some big hand-sized bluegill, they're delicious. I love the flavor.
Now, when you eat those, how do you do it?
I fillet them. I fillet them.
Really?
Batter them and fry them. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which his mom, my granny, when I know she always, if we're gonna cook any over at her house, she wants him to scale them, cut the heads off, and gut them, and she'll eat the fins and all.
Tails, yeah.
And
oh wow!
That's some depression type stuff there, eating fins and tails. I ain't gotta live like that.
Get it all,
Yeah, the fillets I like, but I don't know about chewing on the fins and tails now.
I wonder if they'd have to be crispy, like if they have to be crispy enough to, like a chip or something.
Chip. Yeah, that's what it is. She loves it though.
Now, I've seen some people in the chat say that they've eaten the gar and stuff. I don't.
Never eat a
I've
gar.
never eaten one.
I
Now,
would
you know,
imagine
I've
it's
watched a
bony.
lot of shows, a lot of sporting shows, and see people take the alligator gar and make like gar patties, kind of
Yeah.
like something we do salmon patties, but make gar patties.
Yeah, I seen Richard
Uh-huh.
Jenkins talk about that.
They say those are delicious. I would
Yeah.
try them. I would definitely try them if I ever had the opportunity.
I don't know. I see what they look like before they're cut up. I don't know.
Well,
That's just I don't know.
I
There's a lot of fish out there I look at and I'm like, people eat that? Mm.
Like,
Mm.
not with a face like that. I'm not. I
No,
don't
you're
wanna eat
right.
I'm
I
pretty good.
couldn't do it.
I'm pretty good. I can eat about anything, even if I don't like it. I can eat
Yeah, we did
A
a
lot of
video.
salt.
it. Yeah.
Salt it up.
Well, talking about him eating about anything, we the video where my son caught his 2 PBs, caught his PB and then caught an even bigger one next. That video we fished with calf testicles,
Yeah.
and I remember when I was a kid, you know, he worked on a farm and he brought a bucket of them home and he had raw just took a big bite out of one because
Ew.
somebody. So
Fear factor stuff, no.
Yeah, fear factor and didn't make a dime.
Oh, wow.
So he'll
Ooh.
definitely eat anything.
Wow. Nope.
Yeah, not me. I'm with you.
I mean, no. I mean, how?
Something wrong with him.
Being
Like,
crazy.
when you
Lot of
see
beer,
people
probably.
eat that stuff, you're like, you know what that is. E.
Well, that's the thing. Growing up, you know, my great grandmother, I didn't ever ask her what it was. Whatever she cooked and put on the table, I eat. So
My
Yeah,
grandma did that to me before, and it was squirrel. And she
I
told
love
me it was meatloaf. And I was like, okay. And I was like, this is good. She's like, you know, that's a squirrel, right? No,
it ain't good no more.
but I'm not going to eat that again.
Oh, you don't
I love
like it?
I love squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
I liked it, but now that I know what it is now, I wouldn't eat it again.
I think he's eating squirrel brains, and that's something I've never tried.
Oh,
So
no.
maybe we should be trying to get him on Fear Factor show. Or something.
Yeah. I was in 5th grade. That's a long time ago. And the teacher brought in a bowl of something. Okay. And he was like, try this. I'm like, it tasted like eggs. It looked like eggs,
Hog brain.
but it was brains. I was like, wow, I just ate brains.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, back to my great grandparents, they would take the hog brains and mix them with scrambled eggs. Yeah, for breakfast.
Not me.
Yeah, so I guess I can't know what it is, and then I might try it, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
Put some salt and garlic on it, and then a little bit of butter.
There you go, got to season it up.
Well, it's crazy when you don't know what it is. It can taste great to you. My wife, she swears she doesn't eat anything that lives in the water. She doesn't like any kind of fish or any shrimp, crab. It doesn't matter. We go out to eat one night and I order some calamari as an appetizer. She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's just chicken rings. You can just try it."
Oh, chicken rings.
Oh my God! Hey, she ate more of it than I did. She loved it, and she's like, "Those are pretty good." I'm like, "Yeah, I like calamari a lot too. I wish you'd left me a little more." She's like, what is calamari?"
Oh.
Told her what it was. She had to come apart.
Oh.
It died out altogether. She didn't eat. They brought her entree. She didn't eat it. She was mad.
She's like trying to figure out, how do I get this out of me? No.
Yeah. She was. She swears she doesn't like it. I don't like calamari. I couldn't tell.
See, I have to smell my food first. I always smell my food. I'm like, if it doesn't smell right, I'm not eating it.
There was, I guess, another thing that helped me with being able to eat about anything, and also not eating with my eyes to actually try it. Uh, I had to go to Japan for work,
Hmm.
and what I learned once I got over there, your superiors, when you go out to eat, they order your food. You don't ask what it is; you just eat it. So I respected their culture while I was there, and whatever they ordered, I ate it.
Ooh,
Some things I did not want to know what it was.
They want to
right.
get
Was it
meat.
moving? Were there moving things?
I eat a lot of raw stuff. I even eat some raw chicken livers while I was there.
Well, that's catfish bait.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, they taste like fried livers, it's just the texture is different.
Ew. Yeah. All that mushiness.
I'd be finding a new job. Try to
Yeah,
get me
but
to
he
eat
did
some raw chicken
got
livers.
paid to eat that though.
That's right. That's right.
Oh.
Jay and Ian Cottle says, "Hi, SHIREENA. So glad to see another female fisher. Girls rock. Hope we can catch bigger fish than the guys. Laugh out loud. Just kidding. Wish the best for them too." So,
Yeah, that's another thing. I like seeing ladies get out there.
Yeah.
Like the ones that wear clothes, those kind. Not the ones that you know that they did not catch that fish. You cannot catch a fish in a bikini. I mean, you might be able to, but tell me, there's supposed to be slime somewhere. There's dirt. Yeah. So ladies that wear clothes, like, you gotta get dirty. There's no way you can't get dirty. And long fingernails, if you have them, that's fine. But you don't get your nails manicured to go fishing.
what's the kids say? Shots fired. Is that what they say?
Oh
So,
goodness.
but it does seem like at times it's a little bit of a male dominated sport. But I think we're getting away from that, and I think there's more and more female fishermen. I don't know if there's more of them or they're just more comfortable maybe putting it out there. I think women have always loved to fish just as much as men, but we're starting to see more.
You just
of
got to
it.
get out there,
Yeah, I think it's inspiring, and I'm sure there's young women and young girls that watch you and are inspired by you
I hope
getting out
so.
there. And I think that's great, and it empowers them to get out and do things in the outdoors that they may think other people would find unladylike or something along those lines, but it's not. And it's great to have somebody out there that's going to be an inspiration for those people, because I may not be somebody that they can look to and connect, or, he may not, because we don't come off as relatable maybe for them, but to have this diversity in other people that, females and other people putting out videos, it makes it where there's something out there for anybody that's going to feel comfortable and feel relatable with them. And I think that's a huge thing. It's a big blessing that you've got a channel for those people.
And I hope people, little girls and women, and see, like you said, I want to inspire women, even little kid, anybody really, to
Right.
get out there and do your thing, you know.
Yeah, not to say your channel was only geared towards.
Oh, no.
Watched a lot of your videos, and that's not what I was getting at all.
Oh, I know.
But I do think it's cool to see some diversity these days, and seeing men and women out there both doing it, versus where in the past it's only been just men. It seemed like
Right.
more often than not. So,
Well, I know our very first video, my wife and I were out fishing. The very first video we ever made, and she outfished me that day. I didn't care for that too much.
yeah.
Oh,
On
Thomas
YouTube
doesn't like it
forever.
either. Yeah. Play it over and over.
There you go. Or you go to bed at night, put it on TV, let you dream about this.
I mean, she didn't
Yeah.
that day. She called her personal best that day, so she went all out that day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I outfish Thomas quite a bit.
Thomas.
Let's see here. I'm scrolling through the comments.
Trying to find any questions anyone had.
Yeah, just touch on some stuff that the chat's bringing up.
So one thing you were talking about earlier. Worms. You said is worms your favorite bait?
Yeah,
Worms
pretty much. Because I mean, like you say, they're natural. You know, that's what they eat all the time. So if you're ever out and you don't have cut bait or you don't have something else, there's always the earth. There's always the ground. Just go dig up a worm, you know.
Yes. So what kind of rigs do you like to use? Do you
Just
like
a basic Carolina rig.
Carolina rig? Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Pretty
And
basic.
And you're fishing in the river, so do you? I know you said earlier it was hard to keep your line out there sometime when that current. Generally, how many ounces of weight do you usually put on there?
2 ounces.
2 ounces.
Yeah. I've tried to put like 6 on there, but it's not heavy, but you think you have a fish on there all the time. Me, because I'm just learning, so that was a bit much for me. And I just started using the circle ones.
Circle hooks?
No, the circle weights.
Oh, the circle weights. Okay.
The no roll?
Yeah, those. I just started using those. I'm trying to get used to using those to
disc weight.
Yeah, the disc weight. Thomas is over here too. Yeah, but I'm trying to get used to those because they make it feel like there's a fish on too. So
and you fish in a back eddy.
I don't even know what that is.
Where the current reverses.
Yeah. See, like I said, I'm new. But let me tell you this. Okay. All the stuff that I had been doing, like I would see, like he was saying, the eddy thing, I would see that and I had no clue what it was. And then I would see like spots in the water, and now I know that's where the fish were, or that's where structure is, so I was doing things before and now I know why I do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
right.
Yeah.
You had picked up on it, but you didn't know why it was working, but it was working.
Yeah. And then, I see these people that say, okay, I'm suspend fishing. I'm, bumping and stuff like that. Well, when I was doing those things, I was just playing around being silly. And I was like, oh, that's actually a thing. People actually do those things, so.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about earlier. You tried up to 6 ounces of weight. The thing of it is, to use 6 ounces of weight, you've got to have such a heavy action rod. I mean, you're going to have probably an extra heavy to get up there.
Now I use medium heavy. So my slime cat, it's extra medium heavy, and I really don't like that one because it's stiff. I really don't like that one because I just don't. I don't feel it. Right. It's not as fun.
You want to fight.
I do.
He likes the medium heavies, but I prefer even just a medium action rod. Sometimes you can't horse a bigger fish in the way you might be able to with a heavier action rod, but I'm cool with catching anything. I don't go out only fishing for, huge fish. Anything bites, I'm going to be happy to catch it. And, your normal size fish that are going to bite more times than not, because every fish you catch isn't going to be a 30-40 pounder. They're a lot funner to bring in when you just catch that 10 pounder on a lighter action rod. They put up a lot more of a fight.
Right.
Another thing with using the heavier weights, I've noticed, and if the more weight you have on, the looser that hook gets in the fish's mouth. Because it's that much more weight it's got swinging around, creating a hole. So you always want to go with the lightest amount of weight you can get by with and still hold down, because it's going to increase your chance of landing that fish. The more weight you have on there, the bigger hole it seems like you're getting in the fish's mouth. And when you're releasing the fish, I don't know how much that big a difference that makes, but it does make a big difference in if you ever do get a little slack in the line, then be able to throw the hook on you.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
The thing of it is, though, most of the time we're fishing a lake that that has little to no current,
Right. Yeah,
so
it's big steel.
we don't have to worry about holding that bait
2
down
ounces
as
is the
much.
most
Yeah.
we ever used, anyways.
But if we were fishing a river or something that had a lot more current,
Right.
well, you just have to use that to be able to fish.
Right. And that slime cat rod's going to be probably perfect for something like that because of the extra heavy or extra medium heavy. I think is what you said. So,
Yeah. Now, how about your leaders? Your leaders. How long are your leaders?
we differ on this.
I like mine really long. I like them anywhere from 2, maybe even up to 4 foot.
Yeah. He
Oh,
makes most of
wow.
his closer to 4 foot. His leaders a lot of times he says 2, but I've never seen him make a leader 2 foot long. And I make my leaders closer to 18 inches to 2 foot long. And he makes his a lot longer. And I see benefits to both. Do you fish with braid or mono most of the time?
Mono.
Mono. Well, we use braid a lot more. So I'm using
braids.
a mono leader. So I've got at least a little bit of forgiveness. So I see the benefit to having the longer leader when you're fishing with braid because it's that much more stretch you're getting. But I just like the shorter leaders. I like being able to not have as much hanging over when I'm casting. I feel like I'm getting a better cast and I can get more distance on it as well as I feel like I feel the fish a lot better because the braid's great for being able to feel what you got on the end of your line. So there's different strokes for different folks. We differ on a lot of the stuff that we prefer to fish with. So, but
Yeah,
so you say only mono.
Yeah, only mono. The braid, it might sound weird, but it's like sticky to me. I don't like the stickiness. Like, I don't know, it's just sticky. So that's all I can say. But like my leaders, me and Thomas, his leaders are super long. Mine, probably they're really short. He's like, why do you tie them so short? Well, I feel like when they're shorter, I can feel it. I can feel what I have on my line. But when it's long, I don't, I can't feel.
Well,
I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that's what
I like
it
to have
is.
mine at different lengths because once I cast out, that bait's set in different heights of the water. So if I've
Right.
got a 2 foot leader and I'm fishing a Santee rig and I've got a float on, I'm floating that up off the bottom. A little longer leader, I've got one a little higher. So it helps me also find where the fish are. They're not always just exactly on the bottom, so they could be feeding up off bottom. So I use different length leaders just to get my bait in different positions in the water.
I might have to try something like that, different rigs, because I just fish the bottom all the time. So
Right.
Santee rigs pretty similar to the.
It's a Carolina rig with a float.
Yeah.
with the float. Mm-hmm.
Well, except your weight's going to be pegged in one spot, tied in one spot. If not, you'll end up seeing your float at the top of the water where it keeps moving that sinker back.
Right.
But we've got on here, see what other people say. Looks like a lot of people are saying when they're fishing for cut bait on bottom, 12 to 18 inches is what In Fish in Nation says here. And they said 2 to 3 foot leader when he's fishing with live bait. So, around that 2 foot mark, I think a lot of people shoot for. Yeah. So, but you're saying you're probably using what, 8 inches? It looked like.
Yeah.
Said?
Yeah.
So, really short.
Very, very. He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I don't like all that." It's just. But like I said, I was just learning. Do what?
Sogo here, he also has a channel. He says he uses 12 inches when he's fishing from. So that's not far from what you're shooting for. So
Right.
on that.
Okay.
So well, what else you got?
Okay. I was reading that in Fish Nation. You might already read
Oh, yeah.
that. If you want to put cut bait down on the bottom, 12 to 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to try all these things. Yeah, give me all of the advice. I got this last man standing. It's last angler standing. So give me some advice, so I can catch the cats.
Well, I want you to catch some fish, but my biggest advice is get you lots of caffeine for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's hard too because I don't drink coffee. I don't.
Oh,
No, I don't. I don't drink coffee. I don't do that energy stuff. They're all saying we're gonna have energy drinks. We're gonna have Mountain Dew. I drink water and Snapple. So, so I don't know.
I thought you were a sure bet up until now. I mean,
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
I got that natural energy.
Okay. All right, I take it all back.
That's like my first live. Thomas is like, "Are you going to sit down and read the comments?" I can't sit down. I'm always up. I can't. I have a lot of energy. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna have to go with. And then just being on the screen, and chatting with people, I think that'll help me out too.
Yeah.
So if
Chat's
you
gonna be
guys don't go to
good.
sleep, I won't go to sleep.
Are y'all gonna be able to see the live chat while y'all are in on it?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
well, we'll get
I'm
in
gonna
and say
have
hi
my
for sure.
huh?
We're gonna get in and say hi and root you on for sure. Then
Okay,
give you some
good deal.
encouragement to read.
Yeah. I'm gonna need that.
We'll definitely get on there and cheer you on and hope you beat the guys. Let's see, where's it? Katie Collins is also in
Katie.
it. So two ladies in it.
Yeah,
She's from
and
Kentucky, isn't
Yes,
she?
Yes.
Catfishing Katie Collins.
yeah. Okay. Be watching because there is a secret,
Okay.
that we have. So, and I'm trying so hard not to say anything. So just
You done
stay
told us
tuned.
one.
There's another. So
Right.
just stay tuned, okay?
You're doing a good job of building the suspense. I mean, you got us ready to
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah, so stay tuned. There's another secret, and I'm trying so hard. I'm like, okay, don't ask me this. Don't ask. I'm like, hold on, because I'm not good at. I'm a poker face, but I don't know.
Understand.
Well, is there anything else you wanted to touch on?
No, not that I can.
Just
not-
sit here and stare at you.
No, not
I can do that.
That's right. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about or share with us?
Well, just check out my channel, check out my Facebook page, check out, those things. Not only do I fish, I throw in a little bit of encouragement, so that, hey, you're watching me fish, but there's always going to be somebody else that's going to be watching too. So there's a little bit of encouragement there too, so, hop on for encouragement, hop on if you're having a bad day, there's a message for you there, something like that. So
That's great.
I do have one question. Do you have any plans to do any to travel to any other waters and fish or anything? Or are you still
we're
going to stay
hoping.
around home?
Well, we're hoping to go to the Ohio. That's not far. The Ohio, the Wabash. I'm wanting to get to DC and fish with Haz and
Oh yeah,
The
that'd be
Potomac.
all them
awesome.
up there. So
Well, we hope
Yeah.
to see you be able to fish. They've got some great fish in the Potomac River. That's the Potomac River they're fishing. Right?
yeah.
I mean, I'd
Yeah.
love to do that myself. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
And then if anybody wants to fish with me, hey, I'm game. I'll go. I want to get out. I want to go anywhere.
Hey,
I got to
hey,
get out in the waters to catch that big fish.
Yeah, we'd be glad to fish with you anytime.
Well, we've been talking about it'd be awesome. You and Mama was wanting to do a husband wife fishing challenge. So whether you could get up to her, or she could come down to y'all.
Somewhere in between.
You know, right? If Thomas and you could team up against SHIREENA and Amy, there we go. We've got a couples challenge.
I'm down, SHIREENA. I'm down.
Okay, yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah. So
we could definitely
get some good content for both channels and just have a great time.
Yeah. I like meeting people.
I do too.
I love talking. I mean, yeah. So that'd be great.
It's hard.
Well, come on over.
Well, that'd be awesome. I've been wanting to reach out to some people and would love to do that because I think it's good for us. You know, we all talk on here, but to meet each other sometime, have a chance to meet each other and to fish with each other. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. So we'll have to,
look into it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. You want to go through and give a shout out to everybody that's in the chat with us right now? I like to be able to make sure to shout them out because we do appreciate everybody that joins in on the chat.
Yes.
So we got Caden Payne in with us. Thomas Littlepage. Is Thomas Littlepage your
Thomas? That's my husband. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I seen you in the picture as well. I wasn't sure. Thomas Littlepage. In Fish in Nation, Roger Brown, Big Slim 91, So Go.
And So Go.
Yes. So scroll through here. JP3. How's it going, JP3?
Yeah, I'm glad everybody came in, you know.
Yeah, Dale Hayslip. He's in a lot. He watches a lot of videos.
Did you already say Big Slim?
To give us support.
Yep, Big Slim.
Polar Bear. 351 Cleveland. That's a motor, isn't it? 351 Cleveland?
Yeah, that's a Ford motor.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Probably doesn't run well then. I say it, my truck's a Ford. But it don't run well.
J&N Caudell, Sunfish Assassin.
Yeah. Catfishing Kaylee Collins was in. I didn't see.
Yeah, she was in here earlier.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. Oh. Almost said it.
What was that?
No.
We're gonna get it out of
almost. You almost got me.
You already told about the tree being gone. Now it doesn't hurt to go ahead and tell the rest of this.
No, I can't. Is it? No.
Got Fishing Chick. All right, Aiden Singleton. Wow.
Hey,
thanks everybody for stopping by.
Thanks everyone for stopping by. And if you haven't already, go over and check SHIREENA's page out. Hey, give her a subscribe. Matter of fact, everybody, check everyone that's in here pages out. Check everybody's pages out and give everybody some support because that's how we
all grow.
Yes, through support from each other.
I think SHIREENA's is about to be up on the screen, so check it out first. Give her a subscribe. I love her content. I know he loves their content. So it's been a pleasure having you on.
Yes.
And
thanks for having me.
We've had a great time talking to you.
Yes, it's been.
And can't wait to root for you in the
the Iron Man Challenge. Is that what it's called?
The Iron Cat Last Angler Standing.
Iron Cat Challenge.
Iron Cat Challenge.
Yeah, check that out. Oh, and I think it's the 18th. On Kevin's channel, we're all going to be on there. He's going to interview us all before
awesome.
Yeah, that ought to be something.
On Palmetto Cats. So
Palmettos,
Yeah, if you don't know what she means, or he says Kevin's channel all the time, they're referring to Palmetto Cats. If you haven't given it a subscribe, be sure to do it. He's been great for the catfishing community, and he's helping everybody grow as well. So, well. Thank you, and we wish you the best of luck.
Right.
Thank you. You guys too.
Yeah, well, if y'all don't care, I will pray us out here. All right. Thank you, Heavenly Father, Lord, just for the opportunity to come together, Lord, and talk about fishing, just to build on relationships with everybody in this community, Lord. We just ask your blessings upon each and every person. Mainly, Lord, just the biggest things, keep everybody safe as they go out and enjoy the great outdoors. Lord, thank you, and just ask your guidance over all we do. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hey,
Amen.
as we always say, it's God, family, and the great outdoors. God bless.
Exactly.
See you guys.